insanity behind all these gated subdivisions. Wow. So you have two apartment complexes that are separated by this useless gate that somebody can easily hop over, and it's like going to be the end of the world if somebody is going to somehow, you know, go across these two complexes. It's just insanity. And this creates a lot of stress, pollution, poor traffic flow, you name it, all this other costs. Unbelievable. Now here's another concern that I've noticed. A lot of commercial visual pollution. As you can see here, plastic signage, billboards, all this unattractive stuff. You know, it's no coincidence why areas like Summerlin or South Orange County have put limitations on these. And you don't have a lot of these natural factors like trees and greenery, not to mention other parts of the country that use masonry to really balance things out. We are at the Valley Bazaar shops, as you can see right here, and there's some life that's going on. You got some restaurants that have opened or still open, but I have a good feeling we're right in front of the Bellagio Hotel. The vacancies are going to continue to go up. The question is, will it be back to normal very fast? I doubt it. I can tell you that. I've heard a lot of people say that they quit so they can get unemployment, even though they weren't getting paid. So we won't be back to full staff. All right. So you know my take on gated subdivisions, and I know I have been ranting about this topic so much recently. But again, I want to make sure the thoughts in my head do not go away. And it's not just the fact that we're seeing a lot of gated subdivisions that are currently being built and have been built in the last 20 years. More importantly, the Las Vegas area ranks very high compared to many metropolitan areas across the country. Now, we took a builder from KB Home and we looked at a different region, San Antonio, an area that has certainly issues with poverty, crime, and we compared it to Las Vegas. And before we do some of the comparisons from KB Home, and remember, this is a builder primarily focusing on mid-scale homes as well as starter homes. And what we decided to do is compare these two areas through its crime rate. Now, I don't know if these crime data is 100% accurate or if they're really is updated, but let's just go down the list. And you can see right here, property crime. And what you have is that the total. So the top of the list is Albuquerque, and I don't think they're as gated as they are here in Las Vegas. Number 2, believe it or not, is Spokane. Number 4, wow, it's San Francisco. Obviously, they've got the homeless epidemic and the lack of law enforcement. But you can see as you scroll down, you can see San Antonio is quite high in the list at 4,800. Tucson is actually quite higher, and they don't do as much as gated activities as much as they do in Las Vegas. Now let's just go down the list. And you could see here, Las Vegas, believe it or not, is at 2,900 in terms of property crime. Remember, gated areas are supposed to protect people against burglaries and home invasions. Violent crime isn't something that gated areas are supposed to protect because a lot of that is domestic abuse. And you see here, Las Vegas has a good share of violent crime. Nevertheless, a lot of the violent crime happens in the tourist areas. So you can see the violent crime is generally about the same it is in Dallas, not as much as Chicago. You can see here it's probably about the same as Oklahoma City. And you scroll down the list. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, well, Cyrus, maybe you should look at North Las Vegas. And North Las Vegas property crime, it's not as high. And you can go all the way down to Henderson, and it's among the lowest for cities above 250,000 people. The lowest, believe it or not, is in Irvine, California, which is close to the city that I lived from 2008 to around 2017. And that was South Orange County, California. So let's take a look at how gated these areas are. So we're going to take about randomly a select few subdivisions, and we're going to see if they're gated. We got Canyon Crest. We got this one, Cross Creek. Let's go down and we'll see here. And look at these prices, believe it or not, $190,000. It makes you think, my goodness, Las Vegas has a lot of land available, and so does San Antonio. They're not geographically limited or anything like that. There isn't a lot of government regulations to limit the supply. So why is it that San Antonio, in terms of the area, has homes that start below 200,000, and you hardly see that in Las Vegas? Something tells me something is fishy going on in Las Vegas housing market. And by the way, hopefully 3D printers and boxable housing units, they're going to really start changing the game. All right, so let's just continue right here. And hopefully these will load pretty soon. Let's do something a little bit more expensive. Let's go down right here. And you do see some like pricey areas. And by the way, in terms of demographics and a lot of different things, first of all, according to the Pew Research Center, San Antonio has a smaller share of illegal aliens than Las Vegas, despite the fact that it's closer to the border. I know it's really shocking. And despite the fact that the percentage of people who are Latino is higher than it is in Las Vegas. I believe about 60% of the population there is Latino. And again, this is really focused on legal status is what we're really concerned about, not the race. Keep this in mind. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on. And despite the fact that they have a higher share of minorities, you hardly see any gated areas. This one is not gated. Let's take a look at this one right here, Cross Creek. And I'm just picking random ones, believe me. This is not gated. So, community pool with beach entry. Oh, that's pretty interesting. And you can see basically homes that are really designed for middle-income families, starter homes, and things like that. And look at this. You got a wide range of housing choices within one subdivision. That's pretty interesting. So, sizes and income levels are not so disaggregated. Let's take a look at this Heritage Park. This is not gated. This is Maribel. No city taxes. Oh, interesting. And then let's take a look. Copano Ridge. Oh, I'm not a fan of the stuccoing, but I must say Texas, they do put a lot of interesting stones, masonry in their buildings. See? No gated areas. Interesting. So you have to ask yourself, what the hell is going on? The fact that the San Antonio area doesn't have a lot of gated areas, despite the fact that their property crime rates is much higher than Las Vegas. And by the way, from what I heard, the homes in Las Vegas are even more close together and they're gated. It's just pretty ironic because usually you see gated areas in upscale luxury areas where the homes have a good size amount of land between. I mean, they're just all close together. They're gated. They're in these looped cul-de-sac streets. It's so pathetic. And you're not close, easy walking access to anything. What a sham. All right, let's take a look right here. We're going to pick this one, Seguro. We're going to pick Camden. Let's pick Cumberland Ranch. Now, I know we're going to see a lot from Inspirada, but obviously Inspirada is not a gated subdivision. Their streets are more interconnected. And I'll do videos about that subdivision pretty soon. So we can take a look at this. Reserves at Durham Ranch. And let's see if we can find a townhome development. Let's see right here. All right, this is Grooves at Saddlebrook. And let's take a look. All right, number 1, this is not gated. Thank goodness. This is from Cactus Avenue. Oh, gated. Oh my gosh, what a sham. Camden, close to Mountain's Edge Park. You know, I'm pretty soon going to put some really large signage in town showing gated subdivisions are a scam. And I'm going to have essentially the gate where it opens when you want to get out. And then I'm going to show a picture of a car trying to get in to the gate that they're supposed to get out, even though they're supposed to enter in the gate that they're supposed to get in. And it's going to get a lot of wide outrage. Just think about it. You're paying so much money in these home prices and HOA and all this crap. You're believing in this isolation lifestyle to just believe in this sense of security. Bull crap. All right, let's take a look at this. Gated. Oh my gosh, what a sham. Look at this. These homes are 1 story. They're not even that large. Another one, gated. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at this one right here. All right, this one doesn't say it's gated, but I think there's a pretty good chance it is. Now, this is an Aliante. I don't know if people really seem to care about this stuff so much, but you see right here, 3 out of the 5 subdivisions were gated that I randomly selected. Now, if you don't believe me, you can go to KB Home and debunk me, get a list out of all of those. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. 3 out of 5 versus none out of 5. Something tells you there's something fishy going on. All right, this reveals perhaps that our society is in distress, especially Las Vegas, that we're scared of one another. Ooh, he's suspicious. This is just a complete sham, folks. We have to start waking people up. This is an opportunity for me to stand up and shine like some kind of light. And look at these prices, $300-something thousand. I've made videos about a year ago telling you that these home prices are overvalued. The fact is, these homes should be starting in the 100s. But something is pretty fishy going on. We have to understand why these prices are considerably higher. Now, I know some people want to say, oh, it's the BLM. Look, I've seen the BLM auction process. It's not that difficult. They sell land at $100,000 per acre. What's happening is the fact that you have a handful of builders limiting the supply, and not to mention, you've got not enough construction, and that helps jack up prices, not to mention all the speculation that comes from California and foreigners and so forth. And I've showed you that in a previous video. All right, everybody, you guys let me know what you think. By the way, they're building 27, while San Antonio is building 34. So when they build more subdivisions, that increases supply, and that brings downward pressure on prices. Interesting how they're not really seem to be building much in the city of Henderson, especially on the east side. Kind of a shocker. But anyway, and it's not just the fact that it's the layout of these neighborhoods and the HOAs and the prices. You look at the architectural design. They're just not that pretty. They're just so dull, boring, cookie cutter. I mean, what the heck is this? Look at all these different shapes, all these wall layouts. What a complete sham. And you look at these old historic homes, or perhaps some of the homes that I will show you in a future video, and these homes in comparison are complete crap. By the way, across from my French door, I see some homes that are built from KB Home. And it's just, I think to myself, wow, there's some parts I like about it, the Mediterranean look. However, there's a lot of improvements that can be done. All right, everybody, thank you guys so much. If you like our content, please share, please subscribe, please smack that bell. Thank you so much. Take care. More updates to come.